Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I am going to show you the actual cost for $10,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 57-year-old male. Now, first thing you need to understand is you can go directly to our website. We've got these quotas on pretty much every page. You just select the state that you live in. We are licensed in all 50 states, by the way. And click the coverage amount, put your birthday, and just fill out the rest. Click Get Quotes Now. It'll take you to a page that is going to show you the best companies with the lowest rates in the state that you live in. And what that will do is help you actually see actual pricing and kind of not fall for those super low price stuff you see advertised on TV or magazines that when you call the insurance company, it's never the low price. It's like that bait and switch stuff. So yeah, you'll be able to see all the best insurance companies out there. You can also call us at 888-862-9456, and one of our agents can help you with pricing as well. Now, the first thing you need to consider as a 57-year-old male looking at $10,000 is, is that an appropriate amount of insurance for your final expenses? Now, that would typically mean either cremation or burial. So for a cremation, the average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. That's if you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. Now, if you're going to have some sort of ceremony, or a remembrance of life or celebration of life or something like that, that's probably going to be right around $3,500 to $4,500. So if you had a $10,000 policy, yeah, you'd be in fine shape. But, most 57-year-olds are looking, or our recommendations would be, if you're going to have that cremation where you come home in a cardboard box or an urn, probably $5,000 to $7,000. You don't need to overinsure. You don't need like $25,000 or $30,000 to be leaving money for kids or family or anything like that. Really, this insurance is kind of best just to take care of your most immediate needs, especially if you're on a fixed or limited income. So just keep in mind, you can always start lower. We can always add more coverage later. If you've got the financial means to get a little bit more coverage and that's what you want to do, go for it. We can certainly help you out with that. But we just like being very conservative just because most of the people we do help are on a fixed or limited income. Now, if you're looking at that cremation and then a bit of a ceremony, we probably recommend $7,000 to $10,000. That gives you a little bit more money right now. If you did unfortunately die sooner than anybody thought, maybe a little extra money to pay some other medical bills or stuff like that. But also, that $5,000 to $10,000, depending on what you do with your cremation, is also going to be inflation proof. So you're not going to have to worry about this in the coming years. And then again, if you need more coverage later, we can help you add more coverage. Now, if it's going to be a burial, the average cost of a burial right now in the United States is right around $10,000. In most places, if you walked in, funeral homes, if you walked in with a $10,000 check, they'll get it done. It's not going to be anything fancy. But it's hard to imagine that they would say no to that and let a $10,000 check walk down the street to their competition. So just understand, though, if you're 57 years old, you're probably hoping to make it to 67 and 77. And, $10,000 may be enough right now, not going to be enough for the future, 10, 20 yeyears down the road. So most people would get probably somewhere between $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, depending on your budget. Again, keep in mind that if money's tight, you can start at $10,000. We can always help you add more coverage later too. Now, one thing we always recommend is first day coverage. That's the only thing we help people with at Funeral Funds of America, first day coverage or benefits. And the reason that's important is none of us knows when we're going to die. We could be here 20 minutes or 20 years. We just don't know, right? So first day coverage means that hypothetically, if your policy was approved today and you died tomorrow, the insurance company would have to pay the full $10,000 of the policy, if that's what your insurance coverage is, even though it had only been in force one day. So that's really what you want. You want to avoid those plans with 2-year waiting periods. We do not recommend those at all. We'll go into that in just a moment. But with the first day coverage, a lot of people will say, hey, you're right, I do want the first day coverage, but I hear they ask health questions and I'm not in the best of health. So what can I do there? And to that, we just say, hey, your health isn't your problem, it's our problem. That's why we work with so many different insurance companies. They all have different health questions. They all have different underwriting. And really 90 to 95% of the time, we're getting people first day coverage or benefits. Really, the only reason you wouldn't qualify for first day coverage is if you had some really significant health or medical issues, like Maybe you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or you had dementia, or you're on dialysis, or you're in a hospital or in a funeral home. If that were the case, we'd probably refer you out to a different company. Now, the other thing that happens too, sometimes we'll get a call. Seems like every week, but somebody will call and say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week and they didn't have insurance and we don't have any money. And now their body's at the funeral home and the funeral home director is not going to do anything until he gets a check on his hand. So we need to get this insurance real quick so that we can get a check in our hand so that we can get a check to the funeral home. And we have to let them know that, unfortunately, there's no insurance companies in the United States that offers this insurance to dead people, people who've already died. And it's really unfortunate that the person who died didn't care enough about their family or loved ones to take care of this. They probably thought about it and they thought they'd live longer, and then they didn't. And now their legacy to their family is going to be the one who put their family under financial stress and emotional stress at the worst possible time when it could have been prevented. So yeah, just this insurance is affordable. Just don't roll the dice and just hope that you have time to get this in the future, because sometimes, we're here today and gone tomorrow. And you don't want that to be your legacy, be the one that every time your name comes up, they associate that with you sticking them with these bills and the emotional hardship too. Don't be that person. Don't do that. So one thing we don't recommend, again, is the 2-year waiting period plans. Now, Colonial Penn's probably one of the better known companies out there that offers 2-year waiting periods with their $9.95 plan. And there's other companies out there too that do those 2-year waiting periods. Mutual of Omaha, their United of Omaha stuff, and AIG and Gerber. And there's a bunch of other companies out there, and that's the only thing they offer. And some of them have done a pretty great job of convincing the American public that if they're over age 50, the only thing they qualify for is a 2-year waiting period, and nothing could be further from the truth. And when we hear that, we just go, ha, 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 ha. Don't be such suckers. It is 100% not true. We help people with first day coverage all day long. So let's look at Colonial Penn here. So let's say a male age 57 sees that Colonial Penn TV commercial and thinks, boy, man, I'm only 57. I can probably get a lot of insurance for $9.95. Like, I can probably get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000. I am so smart. I outsmarted Colonial Penn. And then they talk with a Colonial Penn agent, or they look it up online like we did right here. They find that a male age 57, $9.95 for 1 unit of coverage will only buy $1,313. Oof. I'm not sure that's even enough for a cremation in a lot of parts of this country, but it doesn't really matter because it's got a 2-year waiting period and it's not going to pay out any death benefit in the first 2 years if you die of health or medical reason. Yikes. Yeah. So just be aware of that. Yeah. It's probably not too hard to imagine that, companies out there offer really low rates, and then you get on the phone with them. And I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying this has happened, but, maybe they just try to upsell you. Not sure how that works. Interesting. But let's see what it would take to get to 10,000. You can't actually buy 10,000 as a 57-year-old male because they've got these per unit pricing, and you always end up with these wackadoodle numbers like 13, whatever it is. I'm going to have to guess. I'm going to guess like 7 or 8 units. I don't know. Oh, there's 7 units, 91, 8 units. Well, that's as close as we can get, $10,504. They won't let you buy 10,000, not with the $9.95 plan. And if we look, that's right around $80, $79.60. So let's do this. Let's go see if there's any money to be saved by going with first day coverage. I know there is. Let's take a look here. So we've got $10,000, male, age 57. We're going to click get quote. We're going to go back and look at this. Again, that's $10,000 roughly for $80. Look at this. You get $10,000 for $35. And this is level coverage. That means first day coverage. We work with this company. Great company. Yeah, easy, same day approval, really flexible underwriting. But yeah, look at that. That's $35 versus $80 roughly. That is an extra $45 a month. That's an extra $540 a year. And after 10 years, at age 67, that would be an extra $5,400 roughly that you would overpay for a policy that's essentially the same amount of money. So Colonial Penn will allow you to get that policy. They'll allow you to overpay every single month for the rest of your life. And they'll force you to have that 2-year waiting period. So I don't know. You tell me. That doesn't seem like Colonial Penn might be the best policy in this case. You know, you could probably get twice as much coverage for the same amount of money with first day coverage. Interesting, huh? Well, let's look at some other companies here. You'll be able to see all these different companies on our quoter. And, you know, even if you're like here, this is 35. Like here's a Lumico, right? Level coverage, that's okay, but $7 more. So that's like right around $84 more a year, which doesn't seem a lot. But after 10 years, that's $840. That adds up. Why would you overpay? Just to overpay. Makes no sense, especially if you live another 20 years. It's around $1,680, roughly. Yeah, why would you do that? Let's look at some other companies here. Find another one here. Oh, let's look. Here we go. Lincoln Heritage. They're a fine company, I guess. Their pricing's higher. $54 pretty much. Level. First day coverage. That's good, right? Now, Lincoln Heritage, they've got a deal where when you pass away, they will call supposedly like 2-3 different funeral homes and like get the best pricing and maybe do a couple other things, but it's not free. They charge for that. So let's take a look at this. That's essentially $54 compared to $35. So roughly $20 difference. I'm just going to round numbers up and down. Easy math. $20 a month. That's $240 extra a year, roughly. And after 10 years, that would be roughly $2,400, $2,400. So you got to ask yourself, is it worth paying a company roughly $2,400 to make a few phone calls and do a couple of other things that probably only takes an hour or so? A lot of people would say that's a pretty good payday for the insurance company. So we actually recommend you keep that money in your own pockets. Spend that money on yourself or your family rather than give it to an insurance company. Go for a lower price company. What we do to help with this is we actually provide free of charge a funeral and estate planning guide. You can download and print that off our website. And you just fill out who gets what and what goes where, and then what you want done exactly, step by step, when you pass away. And now you just keep that with your insurance policy. When you pass away, now your family's been protected financially with the insurance policy and emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide, because it's going to tell them everything they need to do. And all you need to do is fill that out, and they just need to execute your wishes, and they'll get that done, and they've got the money to do it because you've got the insurance policy. And what a gift of love. What an absolute gift of love for you to do for your family. And they'll know that you thought of this well in advance when you were alive, and you were thinking ahead of them at a time when you would be gone. And what a wonderful gift of love to leave behind for your family. They will always remember you fondly and affectionately because you cared. So go to our website. We've got these quarters on just about every page, and we've got a special one for our YouTube viewers, funeralfunds.com/YouTube, and you can get the best discounts and lowest rates there. You can also call us at 888-862-9456. And if you've got an existing policy and you want to price shop it or maybe even add coverage too, we can help you out with that. If you're looking for a brand new policy, we can help you out with that. And if you just want info or help understanding what might be best for you or anything else, just reach out to us. We look forward to that day that we actually get to help you out with this and maybe chat with you until that day comes. You stay safe. You take care. You have a nice day. Bye-bye.